Hello Vibe Tribe, my name is Steven Ijams. I'm one of the trainers at Vibe Volleyball Lab, also the owner of SouthBayVolleyball.com. Trying time we're living in. Obviously a lot of us are kind of isolating ourselves, trying to stay healthy, some of you trying to get healthy. My heart goes out to everybody that has been devastated by this sickness or knows somebody that has. Luckily I'm staying safe, my family's safe, and we hope to keep it that way. But we all do our part. Anyway, over the next few weeks we're going to be uploading some videos to the Vibe Volleyball Lab site that will allow you a chance to learn, educate yourself, check out fun tips, get a lot of good information. There's a ton of resources from myself and the other fantastic coaches that we have at Vibe Volleyball Lab. Today, I just wanted to give you a kind of a quick freebie before you go into to the paid part and offer you something that I learned that I try and pass on to all of my athletes, my daughter as well, which is basically talking about the little white box. Now, the little white box is something that I learned in college from our sports psychologist who worked with us, and all it is basically is we store this little tiny white box and put it in our head, and in that white box we fill it with all of this information of anything that we've done in this sport that we've been successful at. Now, I'll give you an example. Let's say you are passing and you need a really good pass in a specific moment. Well, if you have something going into that moment that you've stored that you've been like, hey, I've passed a great ball in this moment and I've been successful, well then obviously you're going to be more likely to perform better because you know that you've been there before, you've done that, and you've been successful. I'll share a quick story with you. When I was playing it was just a fun local tournament, but it's very competitive, and it's called the Six Man. It's also called Surf Fest, or the Sixer. We were playing against Team Good Stuff, and we were in the quarterfinals, and I remember being back to serve, and we were up game point. By that time we played into 15, it was 14-13. And I tossed the ball up, and I ripped the ball down the line, and I caught Scott Akatubby high up into his chest, and he ended up shanking the ball, and we ended up winning that for the match. And I remember how exciting that was, and in that moment, I stored that into my little white box, and I'm like, hey, I was in a big moment for game point. I tossed it up, I knew what it felt like, I saw it, I had this whole visual in my head, so I put it in there. Fast forward just 3 weeks later, maybe even 4, so that tournament was in August, and then I'm playing in the finals at the Motherlode Volleyball Tournament in Aspen, Colorado. I was playing the AA Grass Division. And we had game point. Going into that, we were down 13 or 12 to 9. We were down. And we rallied back, and there was a moment where I realized, like, I was nervous going back to serve when we got game point. We rallied to 14-13. And I was nervous going into serve because I haven't been serving well that day. And I remember like, whoa, you know what, I was just in a tournament 3 weeks ago, and I remember what it felt like to serve a ball where I wanted it to go and be aggressive with it. And so I kind of drew on that, kind of shook my head like, I got this, took a quick breath, looked at the spot on the net that I wanted to clear, like my intermediate target, and I just reminded myself, I've been here before, I've been successful. Tossed it up, and I hammered it right into the seam, and my partner and I won the tournament. My partner Wojtek and I, is my idol growing up. So it was a good moment for me to recognize that I've been in that moment before, I was successful with it, I put it in my white box, I drew on that when I needed it most, and was successful with that moment as well. And I don't do this just with volleyball, I do this with daily life. It could be random things. I do it as parent, with my little girl. There's times where I haven't been at my best, and sometimes that I have been at my best, and on the times that I'm at my best, I kind of put that in my head, be like, you know what, I'm going to be patient, I'm going to be present, and it's worked out pretty well for me. So anyway, put that into your own little white boxes and make sure that you guys are storing as many things as you can in there. It doesn't have to just be big games, it could be something that happens at practice, and feel free to replace those. If you have one serve in practice that felt good, but then you had another one in competition that felt better, replace it. Another one in competition that was in a bigger moment, replace it with that. But anyway, that little tip helped me a lot over the years, and I hope it serves you guys well as well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys in the gym as soon as possible.